You're watching the OTB Television Network.
At its best.
At its best.
We're here with George Wolf.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We had a very busy weekend of stakes racing action, a lot of great horses on the track. West and East, a really good day of racing down in South Florida at Gulfstream Park on Saturday, highlighted by 6 stakes races. We're going to begin with the Old Hat for 3-year-old fillies sprinting 6.5 furlongs. Let's head to Gulfstream, the running of the Old Hat.
They're off. Madalena and Port Seabrook running. Great Intentions and Glittering Tax are close up. Alfonsina at the rail. Then comes Aspen Tree, and the trailer is Toll Taker. It is Madalena fastest up the backstretch. Port C right alongside her stablemate, and now these two will match strides, and Port C moves through and takes over a short lead. Madalena will sit second. Then it's a length and a quarter to Alfonsina and Great Intentions tracking the front runners. Aspen Tree is in the green. She's less than 3 from the front. Then comes Glittering Tax. Toll Taker in a tight spot leaving the backstretch as they head to the 3-furlong pole. In the 23rd Old Hat Stakes, Port C and Madalena counterpunches and takes over the lead. Port C is now back to second. Alfonsina bounced around between horses and she loses third to Great Intention, who is 2 lengths off the lead. Aspen Tree has 4 to come, then Glittering Tax. Toll Taker wasn't happy today, and they run to the top of the stretch, and Madalena is the one to beat. It is Madalena into the stretch in the Old Hat, and she leads by 2.5 lengths from Alfonsina, who has taken second. Aspen Tree is third, but Madalena is pouring it on past mid-stretch, and look at her fly away. Madalena suddenly 7 in front. Going to be close for second, Alfonsina and Aspen Tree. Madalena to crush. 3 for 3, and now a graded stakes winner. Madalena won by 7.
Madalena, very impressive performance as this filly moves up into stakes company and remains undefeated as the favorite, drawing clear by an easy 7+ lengths under John Velasquez. Shook the reins at her at about the 16th pole, and she rebroke very impressively after showing good early speed. Alfonsina rallies solidly into the second spot, but was no match for the winner. Aspen Tree made up a bit of ground after raiding off the pace in the early going, but again was no challenge to the top spot. The winner, Madalena, is a chestnut 3-year-old daughter of the young stallion Good and Tough from Two's Foxy by Fair Skies, bred in Maryland by Alan Hilberg, owned by Derek Smith and Michael Tabor, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Madalena covers the 6.5 furlongs in 1:16 and 1. We're going to head right back down to Florida in the running of the Hutchison for 3-year-olds sprinting 7.5 furlongs. Let's head back to Florida and the Hutchison.
They're off. Carson's Bridge broke very well and takes charge at once. Devil at Sea and Vicarage away second and third. Proud Accolades at the rail fourth with Defer 3 deep. The early trailer is Park Avenue Ball as they head out of the chute. Carson's Bridge will set the pace, but now with pressure from Devil at Sea, who runs along inside, and these two quick up the backstretch, and Devil at Sea pokes his white bridle just in front. Carson's Bridge is at the rail in second. Vicarage tracks the front runners smartly in third. He's less than a length from the front. Proud Accolade has moved through at the rail. He is fourth and only 2 lengths from the front. Defer is just outside of the favorite. Park Avenue Ball is 6th and last. Any one of the 6 can do it as they leave the backstretch in the 52nd Hutchison Stakes, and Devil at Sea is about to get away. Devil at Sea takes command leaving the backstretch, and now he's a length in front. Proud Accolade had to slam on the brakes and slam hard. He went from 3rd back to 6th. If Proud Accolade does it, it'll be a monster effort, and Defer is going to engage. Devil at Sea at the top of the stretch. It is Devil at Sea just in front. From the back of the pack, Park Avenue Ball has made a huge run, and Proud Accolade is back into the bid, and he has recovered to run up into second. Park Avenue Ball just in front. Proud Accolade on the attack outside of him. Devil at Sea and Defer have dropped out of it. Vicarage is 5th, and they come to the final furlong, and Proud Accolade takes charge. It is Proud Accolade 3 in front. Park Avenue Ball back to second. Vicarage is 3rd. Let there be no doubt who's best. Proud Accolade. He won by 4, and he could have won by 10. Park Avenue Ball 2nd, Vicarage 3rd, Defer 4th.
Proud Accolade returns as 3-year-old victorious by 4.5 lengths as the odds-on choice from off the pace, picking up the win from last year's Futurity winner, Park Avenue Ball, with Vicarage running a solid race to finish 3rd after tracking the early pace. The winner, Proud Accolade, of course, a Grade 1 winner last year, tried stretching out in his final 2 starts as a juvenile. Those, of course, coming in the Hollywood Futurity and the Breeders' Cup. Didn't have much luck in either of those tries. Returns to one-turn racing, successful. Proud Accolade is a 3-year-old dark Bayer Brown, son of Yes It's True from Proud Ciel by Septième Ciel. Bred in Florida by Marion Montanari, owned by Padua Stable and trained by Todd Fletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Proud Accolade covers the 7.5 furlongs in 1:29 and 4. Next up, it's 3-year-old fillies going 1 1/8 in the Devona Dale. This is a solid race. It's always been a pretty good indicator of early 3-year-old filly form. Let's head down to Florida, the running of the Devona Dale.
They're off. Sis City and Mosita both break running. Leona's Night away a close third. Then comes In the Gold and Jill Robinell, and the early trailer is Dance Away Capote. It'll be Sis City to set the fractions, but not uncontested, as Leona's Night is close to the favorite early. Sis City 3/4 of a length. Leona's Night is second by 2 lengths with Mosita at the rail and In the Gold. In the Gold secures a good striking position. She's in the clear and 2 lengths from the front. At the back of the pack are Jill Robinell and Dance Away Capote, 4 lengths from first to last as they turn into the backstretch. In the 18th running of the Devona Dale Stakes, and Sis City is a willing leader. Sis City and John Velasquez 3/4 of a length from Leona's Night in second. Now it's just a neck back to In the Gold, and Edgar Prado is going to ask In the Gold to go after the favorite and do it right now. In the Gold now less than a length from the front. It's another 2.5 lengths now to Mosita, who comes under a ride. Jill Ravenel is second to last and 5 from the front, and Dance Away Capote will have to come from last if she's going to gun down Sis City. Here comes In the Gold to make her run at the favorite. Sis City 3.5 furlongs from the wire. In the Gold makes the favorite quicken, and she does, and these two get away, rounding the far turn. Sis City is a tight length in front. In the Gold made a run at her. Mosita runs a big one, but she's still 4 from the front. Then comes Jill Ravenel, Dance Away Capote, and Leona's Night, and there's a 1/4 mile to run. In the Devona Dale, Sis City is still there. In the Gold has every chance to outfinish her. These two are 4 in front of Jill Ravenel. Dance Away Capote's got too far to come, and Sis City has had enough of In the Gold and simply puts her away and simply runs away, and Sis City is suddenly 10 lengths in front. In the Gold is second. Jill Ravenel might get past her, but Sis City ran away and crushed. Wow! Sis City won by 15 lengths. In the Gold did hold second. Jill Ravenel third, and Mosita fourth.
Sis City turning this into a romp, an official 16-length victory by the Even Money choice. And with that 16-length victory, I would have to say that Even Money was an overlay on this speedy filly under John Velasquez. Very impressive here. In the Gold finishing second, and Jill Robinell finishing third, but no match for this the top spot in here as Sis City simply romps. This filly, who did set the early pace in last year's running of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, held on quite well that afternoon, has really just become a very, very impressive horse. She's been training impressively down in South Florida, and here just showed it all on the racetrack. Sis City is a bay 3-year-old daughter of Slew City Slew from Smart Sis by Bo Genius. She was bred in Kentucky by Heilig Broad Racing Stable. She's owned by Sanford Goldfarb, Joe Torrey, Michael Dubb, and I. Davis, trained by Richard Dutrow Jr., ridden to victory by John Velasquez. She has to go down as the most successful claim out of a race at Saratoga last summer. She broke her maiden in what had to have been considered one of the lesser claiming races for 2-year-old maiden fillies, was claimed that afternoon by her current ownership partnership, and has just gone from strength to strength ever since. Sis City covers the 1 1/8, obviously throttled down in 1:50 We're going to continue now with older sprinters in the Deputy Minister. This is the older set, Grade 3 company, $100,000. Let's head back down to Florida, the running of the Deputy Minister.
They're off. Paradise Dancer stumbled. Medalist did not and goes right for the front. Voodoo away in second. Mr. Fotis is sent between horses in third. Paradise Dancer agilely recovers and he races fourth. Keela is outsprinted and sits fifth, and the early trailer is the stretch-running Nightmare Affair as Medalist is confronted by Mr. Fotis up the backstretch. No easy lead for Medalist. He's a hard-fought head in front. Mr. Fotis is second by a length and a half, with Voodoo in striking position third. Paradise Dancer is now outsprinted. He's fourth and 3.5 off the lead, and Medalist has put away Mr. Fotis, leaving the backstretch. It's another 5 or 6 lengths back to Keela, who is hard ridden by Jerry Bailey. He'll have to make up 7 lengths, and he only has 3 furlongs to do it. And Nightmare Affair is the trailer as they run to the top of the stretch. In the 16th, Deputy Mr. Handicap, and Medalist is the one to beat. It is Medalist to come roaring off the top of the turn, and he's opening up now. Keela's in 5th, but he is closing. He's within 5 of Medalist, but Medalist gets the jump at the top of the stretch. He is 2.5 lengths in front of Mr. Fotis, who's run back up into second. Keela's got to go. He's still 4 from Medalist, who's drifting out, but he's got lengths to work with. Mr. Fotis moves through at the rail. Keela no better than third. Medalist, Mr. Fotis. Medalist wins the Deputy Minister. He won it by 2. Mr. Fotis second, Keela third. Paradise Dancer finished fourth.
A nice performance by Medalist here, who spent a good portion of the stretch trying to lose this race. He showed his usual good early speed, took to the lead at about the top of the stretch. Unfortunately, spent a good portion of the stretch trying to bear out. You see Jose Santos actually reaching forward and tapping him on the neck a time or two to make sure that he stays straight. Obviously, it's rather dangerous for a rider to lose control of a horse who wants to move sideways during the running of the stretch drive, not just in terms of losing the race, but in terms of the safety of the rider and the horse as well. But Medalist kept on track by Jose Santos to an official length and 3/4 victory as the second choice in the wagering. Mr. Fotis, a nice effort to finish second, showing good early speed after forcing the pace. He held on well. Keela rallied from off the pace as the even money favorite in the field of 6 to finish third. The winner Medalist, a dark Bayer Brown 4-year-old son of Touch Gold from Santeria by Stardon Askro, was bred in Kentucky by Robert N. Clay and the Albert G. Clay Trust, owned by Robert Clay and trained by Alan Jerkins, ridden to victory by Jose Santos. Medalist covers the 6.5 furlongs in 1:15 and 3. Next up, the Grade 1 Don Handicap. In the last few years, this race has weakened just a little bit, but not this year. We had a true Grade 1 field, a terrific group of horses lining up for a $500,000 purse. 9 furlongs the distance. Let's head back to Florida, the running of the Don.
They're off. Wishing It Was wins the break. Roses in May away second, and St. Liam is 3 deep in third. These 3 fastest into stride. Eddington comes away smoothly and smartly. He'll sit fourth. Then the entry mates at the back of the pack. Pies Prospect and Seek Gold and Roses in May takes charge to the backstretch, and St. Liam will not let him get away. Roses in May, a measured 3/4 of a length in front of St. Liam, who turns up the pressure early. These 2 have now sprinted away from Longshot, Wishing It Was. Eddington is angled to the 2-path. He's joined by Pies Prospect. The 2 of them are 4th and 5th and 5 lengths off the lead, and Seek Gold is at the back of the pack, and St. Liam turns it up another notch. Here's St. Liam to head Roses in May, and the 2 of them throw down early. Roses in May at the rail. St. Liam just outside of him, and they're locked in battle 5 furlongs from the wire in the 47th Don Handicap. Eddington is about to run up into third. He is 5 lengths off the lead. Wishing It Was comes under a ride. Pies Prospect is just outside of Eddington. He also has 5 to come, and Seek Gold is the trailer, and they continue to trade punches, leaving the backstretch. St. Liam and Roses in May. It's already a test of wills. 3 furlongs from the wire. Roses in May is at the rail. St. Liam puts his pink blinkers in front, and Roses in May is backing out of it. Roses in May has lost the lead to St. Liam, who now leads by 2 lengths at the quarter-mile marker. Eddington has 4.5 to come. Pies Prospect not doing enough, and St. Liam is running away at the top of the stretch. He corners very wide, but it's because he's running very fast. It is St. Liam to the final furlong of the Don Handicap, and he leads by 3.5 lengths. Roses in May is back in second. Eddington might get into third, but St. Liam has run them off their feet in the Don, and he's done it with style. St. Liam, yes! St. Liam with a big run. He beat Roses in May by better than 3. Eddington third, Seek Gold fourth.
St. Liam, very impressive here. This is a horse that has shown blistering early speed, but here actually sat and rated rather kindly, engaging Roses in May as they headed into the far turn, duking it out around the turn with that rival. Not unlike Medalist, St. Liam does tend to drift out a little bit. You may remember him carrying Ghost Zapper a little bit wide in the Woodward last year. But St. Liam here kept to the business by Edgar Prado with a very impressive 3 3/4 length victory as the second choice in the wagering. Roses in May, the favorite in the field, going to the front as is his usual running style, settling for second. Eddington making his typical plodding move to finish in the third spot. The winner, St. Liam, is a 5-year-old bay, son of St. Bellato from Quiet Dance by Quiet American. He was bred in Kentucky by Edward P. Evans, owned by Mr. and Mrs. William Warren Jr., trained by Richard Dutrow and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. St. Liam covers the mile in an eighth at Gulfstream in 1:48 and 2. We're going to head right back to Gulfstream now for 3-year-olds in action going a distance of ground in the Holy Bull. Grade 3, $150,000, 9 furlongs is the distance. Let's head back to Florida, the Holy Bull.
They're off. Closing argument and GP's Black Knight with Kansas City Boy and Drum Major. High Fly is going to be very wide at the clubhouse turn. He is in the four-path. Hostile Witness takes back and will try to save some ground. And then comes Criminal Mind, and the trailer is Dearest Mon. Kansas City Boy is the leader to the backstretch from Closing Argument, a close second. Kansas City Boy a neck in front. Closing Argument is second. Drum Major is tugging at Jose Santos. He wants to go up and challenge, less than a length from the front. High Fly has lost a lot of ground on the first turn from his outside post position. He's fourth and less than a length and a half from the front. Now it's 5 lengths to GP's Black Knight and Hostile Witness. They've got 7 to come. Dearest Mon is 8 from the front, and alongside him, it's Criminal Mind as they head up the backstretch. Kansas City Boy now aggressive to the half-mile marker. It's Kansas City Boy in the 16th Holy Bull Stakes, 2 lengths in front of Drum Major in second. High Fly will have to be the goods to win off this trip. Closing Argument moves through. Drum Major is the first to back out of it, leaving the backstretch. He's back to fourth and shuffling. Then comes Dearest Mon, who's kicked into gear now. Dearest Mon is 7 from the front. Hostile Witness and Criminal Mind have 10 to come, and GP's Black Knight is the trailer. 3 furlongs to go in the Holy Bull. It is still Kansas City Boy. Closing Argument between horses. The undefeated High Fly 3 deep, and High Fly is within a head of the lead. 4 lengths now further back to Drum Major. Dearest Mon did not continue his charge, and they run to the top of the stretch. Closing Argument between horses. Kansas City Boy at the rail and High Fly 3 deep. Now Closing Argument and High Fly kick on from Kansas City Boy, and they come to the final furlong. High Fly gets the test. It comes from Closing Argument, who counter punches inside of the undefeated High Fly, and Closing Argument's and half length in front. High Fly ducked inward and checks off heels. Closing Argument has won it. Closing Argument won by a length and a half. Kansas City Boy battled back to be second. High Fly third, and Criminal Mind finished fourth.
Bit of an upset here is Closing Argument, who was very impressive as a 2-year-old last year, picked up a couple of stakes races after breaking his maiden at Saratoga in fairly good form at a big price that day. Nobody seems to want to believe in this guy, though. He came back to the races here with a nice performance at almost 8-1. In fact, his trainer, Kieran McLaughlin, had indicated that he wanted him to go in this race instead of the Hutchison, despite the fact that he is a little bit better bred for going short, because he wanted to get a feel for whether or not this guy was going to handle the stretch out distance and whether or not he had a classic contender. Closing Argument shows good speed, rating just behind the early pace of Kansas City Boy at 11-1, who settled for a solid second. High Fly, undefeated, the odds-on choice going into this race, did come out of the race suffering his first loss. He finished third, did a little bit of trouble in the stretch. It appeared that Eddie Castro had some trouble handling him. I think he was trying to get him to change leads. The colt was a little bit green through the lane after running very, very well in his prior start in Stakes Company in the Aventura. High Fly has to settle for third as the choice here. The winner, Closing Argument, is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of successful appeal from Mrs. Greeley by Mr. Greeley. Bred in Florida by France and Irvin Weiner, owned by Philip and Marcia Cohen, and trained by Kieran McLaughlin. Ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez. Closing Argument covers the 9 furlongs in 1 minute, 50 seconds flat. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we've got stakes racing action from Tampa, the fairgrounds, and more. Please stay with us.
And finally, in sports tonight, billboards in Kentucky, welcoming you to the horse capital of the world, New York. How's that? Well, it's a marketing campaign to get Kentuckians to rally behind their horse industry. Folks down in the bluegrass must be getting a little worried, a little squeamish, a little verklempt over the incredible achievements of thoroughbreds bred right here in New York. Hey, don't worry, Kentucky. At least you still have a Derby.
The New York Breeding and Racing Program just keeps getting bigger and better. In 2005, registered New York breds will compete for a record $45 million in purses and incentives. And speaking of records, last year, New York breds won 40 open stakes, including Funnyside in the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. Funnyside has won! People from all walks of life, from all sports, are getting with the program. Shouldn't you?
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now, again, down in South Florida, this time Tampa Bay Downs, where on Saturday they ran the Gasparilla for 3-year-old filly sprinters. Let's head back down to Florida, this time Tampa Bay, in the running of the Gasparilla.
And they're off. Away and running, Joyous Song. On the outside, breaks for the lead. Now moving up from between horses, Lady in Pink. Moving up to take charge, Stavinsky's Gal is also away with a top flight. And the last horse away is Southern Serenity. They move on to the main track. Lady in Pink has the lead 3/4 of a length. Stavinsky's Gal is along the rail now, racing along second. Up on the outside, Tuk is now third. Length and a half farther back to Cool Spell fourth. Joyous Song is up on the outside fifth. Ashley and I now racing along sixth. Then it's 3 lengths farther back. Appealing Bride is seventh. The favorite, Gotta Rush, is down along the inner rail now, racing along eighth. Up on the outside, Sherry Bell is now ninth as they're midway in the turn. Now the pace quickens. Lady in Pink has the lead. Up on the outside, Tuk runs at the leader second. Cool Spell is now traveling up smartly third. Joyous Song on the outside now racing along fourth. Far outside, Gallant Secret is now underway fifth, as well as Sherry Bell now racing along sixth as they're into the stretch. From between horses, Cool Spell is now going to the lead. Down along the inner rail is Lady in Pink. Far outside is Sherry Bell. Coming on, might be going best of all in deep stretch. It's Cool Bell. And Daniel Centeno going on to take it on the wire by 2.5. Sherry Bell is second and Gallant Secret third.
Cool Spell picking up the victory here by 2 lengths. She rallied from well off the pace. She chased in the early going. She was about 3 lengths back, but it was a fairly crowded front running effort here, and she ran a very solid one through the stretch to kick clear by 2 over a sea of horses making up ground, including Sherry Bell and Gallant Secret, both at fairly generous prices to finish second and third. The winner, Cool Spell, is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old daughter of Grand Slam from Love the Spell by Capote. She was bred in Kentucky by W.D. Burris, owned by the breeder and trained by John Hennig, ridden to victory by Daniel Centeno. Cool Spell covers the 7 furlongs in 1 minute 24 and 1. We're going to head next to the fairgrounds in New Orleans and the running of the Panzeretta. We've got older fillies and mares here going 6 furlongs. Let's head down to New Orleans, the running of the Panzeretta.
Away and running in the Panzeretta handicap, and Crow Jane with a rapid reaction from the gate. She gets the jump through the first 16th on Silver Crown. Stirring Up a Storm right there third. Forest Music up close in fourth, and 5 lengths back to Cerise, last to the 5. They head toward the half-mile pole. Silver Crown sent through by James Graham to now get in front of Crow Jane with 4 furlongs to go. Stirring Up a Storm third. Forest Music is 4 from the front, and Cerise is last. The opening quarter, 22 and 1. Into the far turn, they're aiming for Silver Crown with 3 furlongs to go. Now Forest Music makes her bid. Carlos Marquez Jr. sends Forest Music through inside of Silver Crown, who's off the rails. And Cerise also takes the shortest way home. Stirring Up a Storm and Crow Jane has dropped back to last. They're into the stretch. The half in 45 and 4. Brian Hernandez Jr. and Cerise powering up the inside now to strike the front. Silver Crown fully stretched in second. Forest Music third. Then Stirring Up a Storm. They're coming inside the final half of furlong. Cerise and James Graham with Silver Crown down to the wire. It will be Cerise to win the Panzeretta by 2. Silver Crown ran hard to be second best.
named after a great filly sprinter, and this was a terrific filly sprint. Souris getting a nice victory from off the pace. She showed no early speed. She allowed the work to be done in front of her by the likes of Silver Crown and Crow Jane. She took advantage by the top of the stretch. She had a half a length on them. Length and 3/4 is the odds-on choice in here over long shot Silver Crown and Crow Jane, who both held on quite well despite the very brisk early fractions in here. The anticipated early's front runner in here, Forest Music, out-sprinted in a very, very rare performance by her. She generally can be counted on, if nothing else, to get the lead in the early going. Here she did not and finishes a disappointing 5th and last. The winner, Souris, is a 5-year-old bay mare, a daughter of DeFrere from Meet Hunka Munka by Northern Prospect. Bred in Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. M. Roy Jackson, owned by Nelson Bunker Hunt and trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden to victory by Brian Hernandez. Souris covers the 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 1. We're going to head next to Oaklawn Park, where on Saturday they contested the King Cotton Stakes, a $50,000 sprint for the older horses. Let's head to Oaklawn, the running of the King Cotton.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the King Cotton, a sharp break from Pro Prado, but there goes Wildcat Shoes along with Deputy Storm, and it's Deputy Storm who bounds out there for the lead. Wildcat Shoes settles into second, that Tet to the rail in third. 2 lengths back to Day Trader and Pro Prado, another length and a half to Mountain General. It's 4 lengths further back then to Engineered, and the trailer early on is Level Playing Field. Dashing down the backstretch, Deputy Storm with the lead, that Tet second, Wildcat Shoes stalking the leaders in third through an opening quarter in 22 flat. It's another 2 lengths back to Pro Prado in fourth, Day Trader to his outside, 5th by 3. Mountain General is 6th, and then it's Engineered and Level Playing Field. On the turn, the leader is Deputy Storm, Wildcat Shoes moving up second. That Tats at the rail in third, followed by Pro Prado, and here they come into the stretch of the King Cotton. Deputy Storm leading it, and Wildcat Shoes takes after him after a half in 45 seconds. It's 3 lengths back to that Tat, and on the outside, Pro Prado. Deputy Storm, Wildcat Shoes dueling for the lead. That Tat is running third. Engineered coming down the inside fourth, but Deputy Storm's got something left. Deputy Storm draws clear by a length. Here comes Burrell and Engineered flying down the rail, and it is going to be Deputy Storm to win it ahead. Engineered second. Level Playing Field finished strongly to be third.
Deputy Storm, a nice effort by this guy in a game, hard-fought victory by a head over Engineered, who rallied from well back off the pace. Deputy Storm doing all the work early. Engineered and Cal Burrell trying to take advantage, but just falling short. Also closing from well back off the pace was Level Playing Field, who rallied through traffic, got a little bit jammed up in traffic in a very, very hard-fought stretch run, and finished third. Also disappointing in here was Pro Prado. You may remember him from Oaklawn's Winter Series leading up to the Triple Crown. He was one of those horses that you often saw chasing Smarty Jones home, settling for 4th in a rather disappointing performance as the odds-on choice. The winner, Deputy Storm, is a bay 4-year-old son of forestry from Deputy Jane West by Silver Deputy. Bred in Kentucky by Lady Slipper Farm and owned by James Spence, trained by Ralph Nix and ridden to victory by Luis Quinones. Deputy Storm covers the 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 1. We're going to head to Laurel next for a 3-year-old stakes race, the Miracle Wood. A lot of horses coming into this race off of very good performances. Let's head down to Maryland and the running of the Miracle Wood.
And they're off in the Miracle Wood. Good break for Family Goes to the outside, and here's Hoist Away showing some early speed. Gold Joy and Sweno Del Mar now pushing forward down to the inside. Here comes Mr. Clive and this big long shot coming through as well. Seas is well placed in the early stages of the race, followed by Malibu Moonshine. He's looking good. Woody's Apache is next in line. He doubled toward the back of the pack, and rating in last position is Legal Control, who last of all about 13 to 14 lengths off the lead. Long journey up the backstretch, and Mr. Cliveden and Family Goes, providing a rock-solid pace out there from Sweno Del Mar is at third. Gold Joy is in the 4th spot down to the inside. Seas is coming on a bit of pressure around the far turn. Hoist Away is next in line. He's looking good. He doubles. Long shot moves up there 4 deep. In the meantime, Malibu Moonshine is in the back. He's looking good. Suddenly shuffled toward the back. Legal Control still has about 12 to make up and is 3 to 4 deep on the turn. Woody's Apache is last. At the top of the stretch, Mr. Cliveden leads at a half length from Family Ghost second. Sueno Del Mar is in the third spot, looking for Racing Room. Malibu Moonshine needs a place to go, absolutely blocked, and Legal Control has a clear run and is leveling off nicely. Legal Control, Malibu Moonshine to decide it in the final 3/16 of a mile. Malibu Moonshine needed that room, got it now, and here comes Malibu Moonshine and Steve Cowboy Hamilton driving to the front, a furlong to go. Legal Control running gamely, but second best with a 16th to come. It's Malibu Moonshine, hard drive, Malibu Moonshine to win a length and a half. Legal Control was second.
Malibu Moonshine, a little bit of a surprise here as the favorite has to settle for second. Malibu Moonshine, Steve Hamilton flying late after being blocked down on the rail, swinging wide at the top of the stretch and kicking clear by a length and 3/4 over Legal Control, the choice in here, who did rake behind horses early, did get to the top of the stretch in about the second spot, but was able to look like he might have been home free before Malibu Moonshine got clear. C is in a solid performance from just off the pace to finish third. The winner, Malibu Moonshine, a chestnut 3-year-old son of Malibu Moon from Time to Coast by Coastal. Bred in Florida by Andrea Lamada, owned by Marriott Woodrow, and trained by King Leatherberry, ridden to victory by Steve Hamilton. Malibu Moonshine covers the mile at Laurel in 1:40.1. One other 3-year-old stakes race to bring to you, this from Kentucky, the WEBN Stakes for 3-year-olds going a flat mile at Turfway Park. Let's head to Kentucky, the WEBN.
And they're off. Full of Fun was pinched back at the start, and it's Southside Johnny B sent gunning for the lead. There goes the filly Flexible Princess from in between horses. Cat Shaker is there as well as they make their way around the clubhouse turn. And it's Flexible Princess from in between horses who leads it narrowly. Southside Johnny B is running in second, followed by Cat Shaker on the outside, running in third position as they make their way around the turn. Visionaries on the far outside, and Safe Place is up close as well. Then a gap of 2.5 lengths farther back, and we find Catch Me, and then a 5-length separation to Full of Fun, and Snack is at the back of the pack. 10 lengths cover the field the first quarter, 23 1/5 with less than 5 furlongs left to run in the race, and it's Visionary on the outside, leading by a half a length, pressed by Flexible Princess along the rail in second, and Cat Shaker is up to join the fray from third. Length and a half farther back, Safe Place is running in fourth, followed by Southside Johnny B along the rail, running in fifth position. On the far outside, Catch Me is running in sixth, then 2.5 lengths farther back, and we find Full of Fun, and Snack is at the back of the pack, but just 7 lengths off the lead. The half was solid, 46 4/5 seconds as they move around to the top of the stretch. Visionary on the inside leads it. Cat Shaker is breathing down his neck on the outside second, and here comes Snack surging up from the back of the pack, and Catch Me's in between horses as they bend off the turn and head into the stretch, and with a sweeping move, it's Snack who bursts onto the scene, takes the lead, and opens up by 2. Catch Me on the outside is trying to close in second position, followed by Cat Shaker along the rail in third. Farther back, Visionary a distant fourth, but in deep stretch, it's Snack, and Ramsey Zimmerman. They go on to score in the WEBN Stakes, beating out Catch Me. Farther back, Cat Shaker was third, Full of Fun up fourth.
Snack and Ramsey Zimmerman, a nice effort here, rallying from well back off the pace with a huge 6-wide move, carrying them to victory by 3 over the favorite 2-1 choice, Catch Me. Cat Shaker sitting in a perfect stalking position with the pace, dropped back a little bit and then re-rallied into third. The winner, Snack, is a chestnut 3-year-old son of Afternoon Delights from Miss Riverton by Fred Astaire, bred in Indiana by Michael and Penny Lauer, owned by Penny Lauer, trained by Michael Lauer, and ridden to victory by Ramsey Zimmerman. Snack covers the mile at Turfway in 1:38 flat. We are going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading to Northern California, Southern California, and back home to the Big A. Please stay with us.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. Since 1982, the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope for those in need, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. Yesterday's innovative concepts, combining the TRF's rescue mission with educational and rehabilitation goals, have become today's life-saving success stories and a track record of unsurpassed growth. safely retired thoroughbreds are now enjoying second careers, bringing responsibility, healing, and purpose to the lives of those who need it most. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with stakes racing action from Northern California and a look at the Seabiscuit Breeders' Cup Handicap, a Grade 3, $100,000 for the older horses. Let's head to Bay Meadows on the running of the Seabiscuit.
And there they go. Jake Skate has hustled out for the lead. You Gotta One is going to push him. From the rail, we have Desert Boom. A Dream is Born is fourth inside of third half. Habanero's one from the rail. Freddie covers the rail. You Gotta Wanna picks up the pace from Jake Skate, who is more than willing to relinquish the lead. Desert Boom is forwardly placed from third. He's just under 3.5 from the leader. It's about 3.5 to A Dream is Born, covering Habaneros. They're a length in front of third half. 3 wide. The distant trailer is Freddie. It's a good quick tempo set by You Gotta Wanna, 22-2 for the opening quarter. He has a just under 3 lengths on the second place runner, and that's Jake Skate following from that second spot. Desert Boom is third, spotting the leader more than 4 past the 5/8. It's a good 3 to A Dream is Born, covering Habaneros. Now they have a length and a half on third half, still about 3 deep, and the distant trailer is Freddie. Freddie is way back yonder. The half one in 45-2. Very quick tempo from You Gotta Wanna. He leads by 3 before the 3 furlong marker. In second is Jake Skate, and Jake Skate's now beginning his charge after You Gotta Wanna. Desert Boom is third, and he's getting tested for class today. And here come the closers. A Dream is Born, one from the rail. Along the rail is Habaneros, and third half runs with them. They're about 5 or 6 from the pace. Near the quarter pole, You Gotta Wanna. Jake Skate's going to get the first over trip in the Seabiscuit. You Gotta Wanna, and Jake Skate, You Gotta Wanna's tough on the front end. He won't let Jake Skate push on by. A Dream is Born is trying to close, covering Habaneros. You Gotta Wanna still at the lead. Jake Skate continues to follow. Habaneros and A Dream is Born. They're 4 from the front, and the front belongs to You Gotta Wanna. You Gotta Wanna and Jason Lumpkins. They wanted the Seabiscuit Breeders' Cup Handicap, and they went wire to wire over Jake Skate. Finishing third was A Dream is Born, and fourth place went to Habaneros.
You Gotta Wanna picking up a victory. You may remember this guy from the Northern California Triple Crown Trail a few years ago. He's still knocking heads with some pretty decent horses in Northern California here, showing good early speed, hanging on well to win as Jake Skate chases him every step of the way around the racetrack. A Dream is Born has to settle for third. The winner, You Gotta Wanna, is a chestnut gelded son of Candy's Gold from Chapel Sister by Midway Circle. Bred in California by the Halo Farm and owned by Paul Redekop. Trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, ridden to victory by Jason Lumpkins. You Gotta Wanna covers the mile in a 16th in 141-2. We're going to head to Southern California now for 3 stakes races from Santa Anita, beginning with the ungraded Sham for 3-year-olds going for $100,000, 9 furlongs. Let's head down to Southern California, the running of the Sham.
And away they go. Giacomo broke smoothly on the outside, but it's going to be Going Wild to go on and lead them. On the inside, Cadillac Cruiser, Uncle Denny's right there as well. Papachulo from the inside gate, and there's Salty Humor tucking in just behind them with Southern Africa right there too. Devil's Bay is going to have to go wide as they line up into the turn. Chekhov is the early trailer, but only 7 lengths covers them all. They run past the 7/8 pole. Out on the lead is Going Wild. Now goes on to lead a length and a half. Uncle Denny's in a little tight, trying to get out a bit on the turn here. Southern Africa is in third. Giacomo is caught 4 wide, but only 2 lengths off the leaders. Down at the rail, it's Papachulo the Grey, up alongside Salty Humor. Cadillac Cruiser is only 3 lengths off them. Outside of him comes Devil's Bay, and then it's another 3 back to Chekhov. Still only 8 lengths would cover the lot. They run to the half-mile pole, and Going Wild now in front, just over a length to Salty Humor. Giacomo is right there in the 3rd spot on the outside. Papachulo coming through down at the rails. Southern Africa 5th. Cadillac Cruiser is 6th. Now 5 off the leaders. Salty Humor at the rail. Chekhov is 9 lengths off them, and Devil's Bay fades out of it. 3/8 of a mile to go, and Going Wild tries to kick away now. Going Wild by 2. On the outside, Uncle Denny coming after him. Giacomo Giacomo's on the extreme outside. Papachulo down at the rail, then Salty Humor. Chekhov is trying to run on, but 10 off the lead. At the top of the lane, it's still Going Wild in front, just over a length. Giacomo on the grandstand side, Uncle Denny between them, and Papachulo down at the rail. Any one of the four can win it. Giacomo on the outside, Going Wild in the white blinkers. Papachulo battling on down at the rail. Going Wild hanging on tenaciously in a desperate finish. Going Wild gonna win it. Going Wild has won it. Papachulo was second, Giacomo a close third, and Uncle Denny fourth.
Going Wild on the stretch out. This is a horse that has got a pedigree to go along. He had never stretched to 2 turns before. Here stretches out, shows his usual good early speed. Rated fairly kindly for Victor Espinoza and hangs on to a length victory over long shot Papachulo at 8-1. Favorite Giacomo, really, you know, he made that bid, but he just fell that little bit short. He had a stalking position. He was in the right part of the racetrack to make the move under Mike Smith, but just came up short. In fact, missing second by a neck. The winner, Going Wild, the winner last time out of the San Miguel, going short. Here stretches out. He is a 3-year-old dark bay or brown son of Golden Missile from Pola by Strawberry Road. He was bred in Kentucky by John O'Meara, Charlie Goldberg, and Richard Rossi. He is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Robert Lewis, Bob and Beverly Lewis, trained by D. Wayne Lucas, and ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Going Wild covers the 9 furlongs at Santa Anita in 1 minute, 50 seconds flat. We're going to head right back to Santa Anita now and the running of the Grade 2 Stroob for the 4-year-olds. This is restricted to 4-year-olds, $300,000, 9 furlongs. Let's head back to California, the running of the Stroob.
And away they go to a perfect start. Love of Money was quickest into stride from the outside gate. Here comes With Distinction very quickly, though, to join them. Diamond Fury's right there, and Hendricks down at the rail. Those 4 line up on the lead. Then we come back to My Creed racing in the 5th position. Castledale is next. Rock Hard 10 going to stay out of the dirt here as he's going to go a little wide. He's a good 7 lengths off these leaders. Good Reward scrapes the paint back second last. Imperialism trails 13 off them. 3/4 of a mile to go, and Love of Money pulling his way along, sets a decent pace. On the outside of them comes With Distinction, keeping the pressure on. Alongside of that is Diamond Fury and Hendricks down at the rail. Those 4 still ensuring a good pace out here. Then we come back to My Creed, travelling nicely in 5th. He's 3.5 off them. Castledale and Rock Hard 10 are side by side. They 7 lengths off these leaders. Another 3 back to Good Reward, and Imperialism continues to trail 14 off them. They've just run past the half-mile pole, and it's still Love of Money in front, being followed now by With Distinction. Now Rock Hard 10, Castledale. They start to move in. Castledale along the inside, and Rock Hard 10 has the black cap on the outside. My Creed moves into contention as well. Coming to the quarter pole, Rock Hard 10 on the outside. Castledale running a huge one down at the rail. Love of Money's hanging tough. And now here comes Imperialism. And Imperialism in the pink cap extreme outside, chasing from 4th. Homeward bound in the Stroob, and it's Rock Hard 10. Imperialism now giving a game chase on the outside. Love of Money at the rail. Rock Hard 10, Imperialism. Rock Hard 10 has to dig deep. Imperialism's right up alongside. Imperialism and Rock Hard 10. Here's the wire. Close between those 2. Rock Hard 10, Imperialism. Very, very close. Love of Money was 3rd.
Rock Hard 10 and Imperialism hitting the wire together. They were a few paths apart from one another on the racetrack, but Imperialism making that huge bid from off the pace to look like he might have struck the lead for a moment or two, but it was Rock Hard 10's nose down on the wire in time under Gary Stevens. A nice effort from Imperialism to rally from far back. 3rd place going to Love of Money, who broke on top, set the early pace, and held on fairly well. Mid-stretch, it looked like he might be going to pack it in, but he did hold on quite nicely throughout the drive. The winner, Rock Hard 10, is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old son of Chris S. from Tursa by Mr. Prospector, bred in Kentucky by Madeline Paulson, owned by the Mercedes Stable and Madeline Paulson, trained by Richard Mandela, and ridden to victory by Gary Stevens. Rock Hard 10 covers the 9 furlongs in 1:49 and 1. We're going to head right back to California now for Sunday Stakes feature, the San Antonio for the older horses, $250,000, 9 furlongs the distance. Let's head back to California and the running of the San Antonio.
And away they go.
All came away smoothly. Along the inside, Skakuza is going to the lead. Truly a Judge now allowed to run along will take over. Lundy's Liability came away smartly. On the outside is Total Impact. Congrats on the grandstand side. Then back to Starcross, only 3 lengths off the leaders. A Song for Billy third last, then Epicenter and Go Bob is last, 15 off them. They run past the 7/8 and Truly a Judge sets a good pace, leads it by a length. Congrats is on the outside. Total Impact between horses and Lundy's Liability scrapes the paint, 3 in a line for second. Starcross is only 3.5 off the leaders. Skakuza's on the inside of him. Then there's a gap of 4 back to MP Center. A Song for Billy is 10 off them. And being eased out of it here, Go Bob. Number 1, Go Bob, was eased at the 3/4 pole. They go past the 5/8 pole and Truly a Judge in front, 3 parts of a length to Total Impact. Congrats on the outside. Lundy's Liability in the red right there at the rail. Starcross is in 5th, 4 lengths off these leaders. Then it's Skakuza. Epicenter still 9 off them and 4 more to a Song for Billy. Into the turn they go in the San Antonio. Truly a Judge by a length. Lundy's Liability now comes through on the inside. And Lundy's Liability gets a dream run through and takes advantage of it. Lundy's Liability turns the pressure on Truly a Judge. Congrats is on the outside. Total Impact for Starcross and Skakuza not quite doing enough. They turn for home and Lundy's Liability. Truly a Judge. All Hearties clinging to him. Congrats in with a shot from third. We down to 3. Homeward bound in the San Antonio. Lundy's Liability at the rail and neck in front. Truly a Judge. Congrats 2 lengths back in third, but it's Lundy's Liability inching clear now. Lundy's Liability and David Flores have taken the San Antonio a length and 3/4 to Truly a Judge, and congrats. Skakuza finished 4th.
Lundy's Liability, a very impressive effort by this guy. He has been a solid campaigner, particularly since arriving in the barn of Bobby Frankel. You may remember this guy a couple of years ago running in the United Arab Emirates in the 3-year-old series there, leading up to Triple Crown competition. He was a Southern Hemisphere bred, so therefore not eligible for our Triple Crown competition, transferred into the barn of Bobby Frankel and spent some time on the sidelines. But since coming back, he has been quite impressive here with a nice victory, a lukewarm favorite, 3-1 in the betting. Truly a Judge, who's been very impressive over this entire winter in Southern California, picking up the 2nd spot, as well as congrats, rallying into 3rd. This guy is finally starting to come to hand. He did pick up a victory last time out here, settling for 3rd, perhaps against just a little bit better field. The winner, Lundy's Liability, is a 5-year-old bay horse, the son of Candy Stripes from Emerald Counter by Geiger Counter. Was bred in Brazil by the stud TNT, owned by stud TNT and Mrs. M. Slack, trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by David Flores. Lundy's Liability covers the 9 furlongs in 1 minute, 49 seconds flat. We're all through with California. We're going to head back to New York for one more stakes race. That's the Correction on Saturday at the Big A. 6 furlongs the distance. Fillies and mares contesting this one. Let's head back down to New York and the running of the Correction.
And they're off. Travelator away well on the outside. There goes 11 to last now, moving up. High Peaks in between horses, 3 of them across the track. Santa Croce at the rail and Bank Audit as they move up the backstretch. It's High Peaks to the front. High Peaks in front by a length. 11 to last in second by a neck. Travelator on the outside in third. Then it's Bank Audit and Santa Croce. High Peaks leads after an opening quarter in 23 1/5 seconds. High Peaks in front by 2.5 lengths. 11 to last, second by a length and a half. Travelator is third. Then it's Santa Croce, and the favorite Bank Audit is 5th and last as they run midway on the turn. High Peaks continues to lead. 11 to last in second. A gap of 3 lengths now back to a Travelator, Bank Audit, and Santa Croce. The half mile in 47 seconds. 11 to last now takes the lead from High Peaks. Bank Audit is third and gaining ground. It is 11 to last in front. Bank Audit on the outside. 11 to last, length and a half. Bank Audit now moves to second. 11 to last, holding the lead. Then Bank Audit and Santa Croce, and 11 to last has won it. Bank Audit second, Santa Croce up for third.
Lavender Lass, Rafael Bejarano, leading rider at the meet, picking up a stakes victory here. She showed good early speed, tracking High Peaks in the early going, and had enough left to hold off Bank Audit, who was moving rather well throughout the stretch. By a half a length, it was another half a length back to Santa Croce, moving into stakes company off of a couple of nice allowance performances on the inner track this winter time. The winner, Lavender Lass, is a dark bay or brown 5-year-old daughter of Skip Trial from Lucky Lavender Gal by Carson City. Bred in Florida by Ron Warswick, owned by Lucky Lavender Stable and trained by Kieran McLaughlin. Ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Lavender Lass covers the 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 4. That's going to wrap up another busy week here on Horses and Courses. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us again next time as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.